Okay, today our topic is grain size analysis or particle size analysis. So, in this particle size analysis, in order to find out the properties of soil, generally we are two types of properties of soil. These are engineering properties and index properties. Engineering properties are permeability, compressibility, and shear strength. The permeability is related to flow of water through the soil. It is related to seepage. That means how much amount of water is flowing through the soil. So next one is compressibility. It is related to the volume change in the soil due to evaporation of air or water. So it related to settlements, how much settlements occurs due to the uh, given load. So these are already discussed. These are discussed in the compressibility. Next one, shear strength. Shear strength is related to the it is how much maximum shear stress that a soil can bear. So in this situation we can find the bearing capacity, earth pressure. So like, but these engineering properties are really very elaborate, time consuming, costly. So very, but in this these are due to these disadvantages, the site engineer or geotechnical engineer is almost is double the or more than the cost of the construction for this engineering properties. In order to know this, for this, so generally geotechnical engineer has less amount for the about related to the cost of the construction. So in this point of view, so engineering property is not suitable to the for a particular construction of the work which is low cost of the construction projects. So in order to find this engineering properties, we have another properties, index properties. So in index properties we have particle size and aggregate property, water content, specific gravity, and density. So these are all important properties related to index properties. So out of this, water content, specific gravity, density, already we are discussed in the previous chapters. So next one, so next important one in the properties of soil is particle size and aggregate property. In the particle size and aggregate property, we have properties of individual particle size and also aggregate property. Aggregate property means it is the total soil property. Properties of individual particle size is related to only individual particle grain to grain analysis. Okay, so this one, so we have mechanical analysis or particle size analysis or grain size analysis. The mechanical or particle size is generally classified again into two types. Coarse grain cells. For the coarse grain cells, we have sieve analysis. That means the particle size is um, that means more than 75 micron. We can use the sieve analysis. If the particle size is less than 75 micron, we can use the sedimentation analysis. So generally, properties and individual particle size is obtained by that the soil is undisturbed. So the soil is disturbing, and we will get the particles. And after disturbing of the soil, we can sieve through the set of sieves, and finally we get the analysis of the soil. Okay, in sieve analysis, again two types of sieve analysis, that is dry sieve analysis and wet sieve analysis. And sedimentation analysis, we have pipette method and hydrometer method. So these are all the main discussion in this topic is sieve analysis and sedimentation analysis. These are mainly important in this topic. So in out of this, aggregate property, and aggregate property is mainly related for coarse grained soil is relative density. Relative density is the most important parameter for the analysis of the coarse grained soils. For the fine grained soils, generally we have the limits and indices. Okay, so this is the main classification of the properties of soil. So these sieve analysis, sedimentation analysis, relative density, and limits and indices are one by one, which are discussed today. So first one is sieve analysis. So generally sieve analysis is done for if the particles is more than 75 micron only. So soil is sieved through a set of sieves. Sieves are made up of spun brass or phosphorus sponge or sieve cloth. Sieves are generally designated by the size of the square opening. Okay, so like these are the sieves which are made up of brass or maybe sometimes cast iron, so these are the sieves. In these sieves we have openings like square openings. How much is the square opening, the height of the square opening is designated as the uh, sieve. For example, if the space between the space between these what is we say, in this sieve. So if the space between the two cross section of this point, the square of this section is about 4.75 mm gap, so then this type of sieve is known as 4.75 mm sieve. So generally sieve analysis for coarse grain salts is 80 mm to 4.75 mm. So that is known as gravel fraction. Okay, sieves are arranged in a one by one order, having the large size is placed on the top and its small size is placed on the bottom. So generally for the gravel fraction, so that is 80 mm to 4.75 mm size is generally um, okay. So generally the coarse grain soils for the sieves is 80 mm to 4.75 mm, that is known as gravel fraction, and also for 4.75 mm to 75 micron is known as sand fraction. So sieves of size are first set of coarse sieves is known as 80, 40, 20, 10, 10 mm, 4. These all are called as what we say gravel fraction, or a set of coarse sieves we call as coarse sieves. The coarse sieves are generally used for the gravel fraction, and the second set of sieves, 2 mm, 1 mm, 600 micron, these all type of sizes sieves are known as fine sieves, which are used for the sand fraction. So like here, so 80, 40, 20. So the size of the square of the opening of the sieves are generally decreasing from top to bottom. So 80, 40, 20, like 10 or 16, 4.7, these are all called core sieves. So next one, the sieves are stacked over the decreasing size from top to bottom. um, on the top of this is we are providing a lid, and also at the bottom we have provided a pan. So these are all called as fine sieves. These are all core sieves. So fine sieves starts from 2.36 or 2 mm to 75 micron. So these are our fine sieves. Above all are core sieves. Okay. Next one. So sieve analysis is generally done for the particle size is greater than 75 micron, and this dry sieve analysis is generally used for the if the soil has less than 5% of the clay content. So then only we go for dry sieve analysis. In this dry sieve analysis, the what are the step-by-step procedure in this process is: first one, the procedure, the first to take suitable soil sample. The particle size is more, sample is more. The particle size is very more, very big, that is the particle size is 40 mm, so we have to take 10 kgs, 20 kgs sample. Okay, if the particle size is very less, we can take the less soil sample. Okay, so whatever the soil you take, you should be oven dry, and if any lumps like balls type of soils or any formations is present in the soil, you have to pulverize the balls type structures like okay. Next, after the drying process and the lumps present, if you want to pulverize them, then the soil is sieved through a 4.75 mm sieve. The fraction retained on the, so the soil is sieved through a 4.75 mm. After the soil is sieved through 4.75 mm, the fraction retained on the 4.75 mm is known as gravel fraction, and the fraction passing through the 4.75 mm is known as sand fraction. Already last slide I will discuss you. So that is the, so the gravel fraction is 80 mm to 4.75 mm is known as gravel fraction. 4.75 mm to 75 micron is known as sand fraction. Okay, so these all particles are taken, the 4.75 mm is retained on the 4.7 mm is taken into set of courses. Okay, so the fraction retained on the 4.75 mm sieve is taken into set of courses. That means 80, 40, 20 mm. So the total sieves are placed in a mechanical sieve shaker. So the and sieve shaker is on about 15, 10 to 15 minutes. After 10 to 15 minutes of shaking, the particles are reaching from top to bottom according to the particle size from each sieve. The material retained or the material may pass through the each set of sieves. Okay. Next, the calculate their masses of soil retained on each sieve. So 80 mm sieve, how much soil is retained, and the soil is weighing onto the weighing machine, and automatically the designated as M1. The next to 40 mm, is there any soil present in the, or any soil is retained on the 40 mm soil, calculated its mass M2. Like all sieves, the soil retained on the each sieve calculated its mass and noted as M1, M2, M3, M1 span up to the whatever the pan is. Okay, next one. After the set of the fine sieves, coarse fraction is passed to the set of fine sieves. Next, the again the process is repeat for the fine sieves also. The fine sieves and for coarse sieves have different types. So in order to different types, we have to place them in the mechanical sieve shaker separately. Sometimes some manufacturers are provided the same type from 80 to 75 micron, so we have to place the one at a time. So we have to provide the place into the mechanical shaker about 10 minutes. Okay, this is the dry sieve analysis. Okay, in dry sieve analysis, we are no water is added at any place. Okay, so just simply take the soil into the 4.75 mm. If the soil retained on the 4.7 is taken into gravel fraction. If the soil is passing through the 4.7 mm, is taken into the fine sieves. And after this process, we have to take the soil into the what is say set of courses, and this sand fraction is going to the fine sieves and place it in a mechanical sieve shaker. About shake the both sieves in the mechanical shaker about 10 minutes. Automatically we get the process. Okay, in the next process is wet sieve analysis. Generally wet sieve analysis is generally used the same if the particles is greater than 75 micron, but the particle soil contains more than 5% of fines is present in the soil. So then we go for wet sieve analysis required. In the last dry sieve analysis, if the particles if the soil contains less than 5%, we can go for dry sieve analysis. If the soil contains more than 5% of fine, we can go for wet sieve analysis required. So in this process, generally what we do is, first we have to take the amount of soil and pulverize the lumps and dry it in a oven. So first initially we take the soil and make it any lumps is present in the soil, we have to pulverize the soil. Okay. Okay. So just pulverize the lumps and dried in an oven. After the soil is lumps, lumps are present, we have to pulverize them and place it in a oven. After the removing from the oven, now the soil is soaked with water. Okay, now the soil is soaked with water, and the if deflocculation is required, so we have to add sodium hexametaphosphate at 2 grams per liter of water. So why we have to add deflocculation is means the generally the small particles have fine particles having cohesion forces between the particles is very high. So due to this, particles are bind together, so automatically the particle size more compared to actual size. So in order to break down their what we say attractive forces between the particles, we have to add the deflocculation. So whenever the soil is soaked with water, and after the soaked with water, we have to add the sodium hexametaphosphate at 2 grams of per liter to the soil. After the sodium hexametaphosphate is added to the soil, we have to stir about 1 hour, and soaking period of taking stir and left for 1 hour. So this total mixture is stirring for about 1 to 2 to 5 minutes, and it is placed in a place at a and place it in 1 hour. After the 1 hour time, so now the slurry after the whatever I say, whenever the soil is mixed with water and sodium hexametaphosphate, we can get the soil slurry like borda. Okay, it is the soil is formed as a slurry. So now the slurry is passed through a sieved through a 4.75 mm sieve through a jet of water. So and the fraction retained on the 4.75 mm sieve is taken as a gravel fraction. Okay, the same now we hear the process is same from the dry sieve analysis. If the soil contains more than 5% of the clay or more than 5% of the fines, so we have to add the water and sodium hexametaphosphate and stir the total mixture and left for 1 hour. After this process, now the after 1 hour, the soil sample is sieved through a 4.75 mm sieve. If the soil is retained on the 4.75 mm, it is taken as a gravel fraction and it is taken to a coarse sieve. If the soil passing through the 4.75 mm is known as sand fraction, it is taken into a sand fraction. So after the material written on the 4.75 mm sieve is taken into taken into oven in order to evaporate the water and any sodium hexametaphosphate. So have to dry the soil. And after the drying process, the soil is sieved through a set of core sieves. So each sieve, the material, whatever the particle size, the soil and the particles may return what is the which is the places of their particle size. After this, it's same here also the particle size, the sieve analysis done by the mechanical sieve shaker or by manually. So in order to sieve shaking about 10 minutes on the mechanical sieve shaker, or by hand about 10 minutes. Now the sand fraction is passing through the 4.75 mm is again taken into a 75 micron sieve, and the sand fraction is again sieved through a 75 micron sieve, and it is passed through the 75 micron sieve is separated, and the sand fraction retained on the 75 micron, the fraction retained on the 75 micron is taken to set of fine sieves. Okay, so that the fraction retained on the 75 micron sieve is taken into fine sieves. Here also we have water. So in order to remove water and sodium hexametaphosphate, we have to the sand fraction is oven dry. So after the process of the oven dry process, we have to go for set of fine sieves process. In this fine sieves process, the set of fine sieves is placed on the mechanical sieve shaker, and mechanical sieve shaker is uh, on and about 10 minutes automatically. So what is deflocculation, sir? Okay, so after the process of this mechanical sieve shaking process, the materials will pass through the each and every sometimes some sieve may contain its particles, or sometimes may not, according to the soil particle size. Okay, like this way the dry sieve analysis and wet sieve analysis is completed. సో మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి చెప్తున్నా ఏంటంటే, జనరల్గా సాయిల్ తీసుకోవాలండి. సాయిల్లో కనుక ఏ ఫైన్స్ లేకపోతే డైరెక్ట్‌గా మామూలుగా ఆ సాయిల్‌ని తీసుకొచ్చి కోర్ సీవ్స్‌లో వేసి 4.75 నుంచి సీవ్ చేసి అందులో నుంచి పాస్ చేస్తే వస్తాయి ఇవి. ఓకే. అట్లా సీవ్ చేసుకుంటూ ఎళ్ళాలి. మెకానికల్ సీవ్ షేకర్‌లో ఏసి 10 మినిట్స్ అట్లా. అదే కాకుండా అంతే కాకుండా ఈ 4.75 నుంచి పాస్ అయిన వాటినేమో ఫైన్ సీవ్స్‌లోకేసేసి అక్కడ సీవ్ షేకర్‌లో వేసి ఓ 10 మినిట్స్ వెయిట్ చేయాలి. సో, ఆటోమేటిక్‌గా ఒక్కొక్క సీవ్‌లో ఒక్కొక్క పార్టికల్ సైజు, ఒక్కొక్క సాయిల్, ఒక్కొక్క వెయిట్‌లో రిటైన్ అవుతుంది. సో, వాటన్నిటిని కలెక్ట్ చేసుకొని మనం మాస్ కాలిక్యులేట్ చేసుకోవాలి. వాటిని ఫర్దర్‌గా మనకు యూజ్ అవుతుంది. ఓకేనా. వెర్సివ్ అనాలిసిస్‌కొచ్చేసరికి ఎప్పుడైతే పార్టికల్‌లో మోర్ థాన్ 5% ఫైన్స్ ఉంటే అప్పుడు ఆటోమేటిక్‌గా మనం వాటర్ యాడ్ చేయాలి. ఈ వాటర్ ఎందుకు, వాటర్‌తో పాటు సోడియం హెక్సామెటాఫాస్ఫేట్ యాడ్ చేస్తాం. ఎందుకు అంటే సోడియం హెక్సామెటాఫాస్ఫేట్ ఎందుకంటే డీఫ్లక్యులేషన్ కోసం. డీఫ్లక్యులేషన్ అంటే ఏంటంటే జనరల్‌గా స్మాల్ పార్టికల్స్ ఏంటంటే ఒకదానికొకటి అతుక్కొని పోతాయి. సో, అలా ఒకటి అతుక్కోబోతే ఏమవుతుందంటే దాని పార్టికల్ సైజ్ కంటే ఎక్కువ సైజ్ అనుకోని అవి ఆగిపోతాయి. సో, జనరల్‌గా ఒక పార్టికల్ అతుక్కుంటే ఏమవుతుంది, దాని సైజ్ పెరిగిపోతుంది. ఆ సైజ్ పెరిగేసరికి ఈ సీవ్ నుంచి ఈ సీవ్‌లోకి పాస్ అవ్వదు. సో, అందుకే పాస్ అవ్వదు కాబట్టి, సో, మనం ఏం చేస్తామంటే ఈ డీఫ్లక్యులేషన్ గనుక యాడ్ చేస్తే పార్టికల్ విడిపోతాయన్నమాట. డీఫ్లక్యులేషన్. ఫ్లాక్ అంటే ఒక దగ్గరికి వచ్చేయడం. ఫ్లాక్ మీన్స్ all particles are come together. So we have to deflock. So the particles are separated into different places. సో లైక్ డిఫ్లక్యులేషన్ ఈజ్ రిక్వైర్డ్. సో అలా చేస్తాం. సో దీనికోసం మనం హెక్సాపెంటాఫాస్ఫేట్ యాడ్ చేసి 4.7 నుంచి పాస్ చేసుకుంటూ ఇట్లా ఈ ప్రాసెస్ చేసుకుంటూ వెళ్తాం. సో దాన్ని డ్రై సివ్ అనాలిసిస్ అంటాం, వెట్ సివ్ అనాలిసిస్ అంటాం. వెట్ సివ్ అనాలిసిస్‌లో మనం వాటర్ యాడ్ చేస్తాం. ఫస్ట్ 4.75 నుంచి పాస్ చేస్తాము. సో అక్కడ మిగిలిపోయిన దాన్నేమో కోర్ సీవ్స్‌లోకి తీసుకెళ్ళి పంపిస్తాం. కాకపోతే ముందు ఓవెన్ డ్రై చేయాలి. 4.75 నుంచి పాస్ అయిన దాన్ని సాయిల్‌ని మళ్ళీ 75 మైక్రాన్ సీవ్ నుంచి పాస్ చేయాలి. కాకపోతే ఈ ప్లేసెస్‌లో ఏంటంటే ఫస్ట్ ఇనీషియల్‌గా దాన్ని మళ్ళీ పంపించిన తర్వాత కొంచెం సాయిల్ పాస్ అవుతుంది. ఆ పాస్ అయిన సాయిల్‌ని మనం పక్కన పెట్టేస్తాము. ఓన్లీ రిటైన్ ఫ్రాక్షన్ మాత్రం 75 మైక్రాన్ సీవ్ నుంచి రిటైన్ అయిన సీవ్‌ని మాత్రం డ్రై చేసి మళ్ళీ ఫైన్ సీవ్స్‌కి పంపిస్తాం. ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీ సీవ్‌లో అకార్డింగ్ టు సాయిల్ యొక్క పార్టికల్ సైజ్‌ని బట్టి ఒక్కొక్క సీవ్‌లో ఒక్కొక్క టైప్ ఆఫ్ సాయిల్, ఒక్కొక్క పార్టికల్ సైజ్‌ని బట్టి వాటి యొక్క పర్సెంటేజ్ బట్టి సాయిల్ అనేది అక్కడ రిటైన్ అవుతుంది. ఓకే. నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ఈస్ sieve analysis. In the sieve analysis, if the sieve analysis generally used for the particle sizes more than 75 micron. So in order to find the computational percentage of iron, we have the process in this way for determination of the particle size distribution curve. So generally these what we after the mechanical analysis, we can draw the particle size distribution curve. According to the distribution curve, we can analyze the soil is good or bad, or it is well, or it is uniformly, or it is poorly graded. Like this way, after the grain size analysis or particle size analysis, sieve analysis, we can identify the particles, and after the particle size analysis, we can draw the particle size distribution curve. So then we can get idea, we can get the idea whatever the type of soil is present in the present. Okay, so in this manner we have to give the numbers to the sieves. So from here, here the part sieves are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like the each sieve is given to a number from 1 to 12. So the mass retained on each sieve is as m1 to m12. So if the soil, if the any soil is written on the 80 mm sieve, so thus 80 mm sieve is designated as 1, and if the soil is written on the first sieve, that is 80 mm sieve, is known as m1 soil. Okay, if the soil written on the in the 40 mm sieve, it is designated as 2, and the soil written on the second number sieve, the mass written on the second sieve is not designated as m2, like m1 to m12. And the lastly, the soil is passing through the 75 microns and collected at the bottom of the pan. So in the bottom of the pan, we have to again, this is also we have to measure this weight, and we can designate it as pan, then or maybe it we can taken as 13 number, or maybe it will take as pan. So the mass retained on the mass collected on the pan of the soil is noted as m pan. Okay, next we can calculate the percentage. How we can get the percentage? By taking of the total mass of the soil. Initially, in order to find the particle size analysis in sieve analysis, first we have to take the 10 or 5 kgs of soil, and or for 10 kgs of soil, or 3 kgs of soil. So initially we take the total soil. So on total soil by the whatever the soil present in the first sieve, so the mass on the first sieve is designated as m. So percentage how we get calculated by its mass of the soil retained on the particular sieve by total mass of the soil taken at the initial stage into 100, we can get the percentage. Like this way, for all sieves we can get the percentage. For the P2, for the percentage of the second sieve, so total mass of the soil by the soil retained on the soil retained on the soil retained on the percentage of the soil retained on the mass of the soil, the soil retained on the whatever they say, m2, the soil retained on the second sieve, and it is mass calculated as m2. So for the second sieve, the percentage of the second sieve is p2 is equal to m2 by m into 100. Like this way, for all sieves we can get the percentage. After the calculation of its percentage, we can get the cumulative percentage. So this is known as cumulative percentage. Cumulative means percentage of the here is the definition. It is equal to the percentage of the soil written on the sieve, the percentage of soil written on the sieve, and that of the soil written on the all sieves coarser than that sieves. Like if the cumulative percentage of C2 means P1, it is the present. C2 means percentage of the retained the present soil plus the previous percentage of the soil. So like coarser than the soil. Okay, like this way we can calculate the cumulative percentage from C1 to C12 and also Cpan. సో సింపుల్ చెప్తున్నా ఏంటంటే అండి, C2 అంటే ఈ సెకండ్ సీవ్లో ఉన్నటువంటి పర్సంటేజ్ ప్లస్ దానికంటే ముందున్న కోర్సు సీవ్ అంటే 40, P2 అంటే 40, సో P1 అంటే 80 సో P2 పోలిస్తే P1 అనేది కోర్సర్ కాబట్టి, సో కోర్సర్ సీవ్స్ యొక్క పర్సంటేజ్ ప్లస్ ఆ సీవ్ యొక్క పర్సంటేజ్ సాల్ యాడ్ చేస్తే C2 వస్తుంది. అట్లా C8కి వచ్చేసరికి C1 ప్లస్ C2 ప్లస్ C3 ప్లస్ C7 ప్లస్ C8 అట్లా క్యూములేటివ్ పర్సంటేజ్ వస్తాయి. After the calculation of the cumulative percentage, we can go for percentage final. The percentage final is obtained by subtracting the cumulative percentage retained on the sieve from its 100%. So a percentage finer means the particles which is finer than the particular size. Finer percentage finer. The what is the percentage that is the particle is finer than the particular size. So if the particle, if the P1 means if the particle size is 80 so for example, if we take P2 is the size of the in the P2 M2 is 40 mm, for example 40 mm. So 40 mm size is the, if we say C2, that is the percentage is finer than n. So that means the remaining particles is, that is the 20 mm, 10 mm, 8 mm. So the remaining all particles are on the soil is remaining 80% or any 90%. So like this way we can calculate the percentage finer. The percentage finer means is ఏదైతే సాయిల్ తీసుకుంటామో ఆ సాయిల్ యొక్క పర్సంటేజ్, క్యూములేటివ్ పర్సంటేజ్ ఏదైతే ఉంటుందో, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఒక 20 ఒక 20 క్యూములేటివ్ పర్సెంటేజ్ ఫైండ్ ఔట్ చేసామనుకోండి. సో ఈ 20 తో అంటే ఆ 20 ఉంటుంది, క్యూములేటివ్ పర్సెంటేజ్ అంటే 20 40 80 సో క్యూములేటివ్ పర్సెంటేజ్ అంటే అది. సో 20 40 80 అంటే అంటే C3 అంటే క్యుములేటివ్ పర్సెంటేజ్ ఫర్ C3 చెప్తున్నాను. C3 అంటే P1 ప్లస్ P2 ప్లస్ P3 అట్లా మొత్తం 3 పైన ఉన్నటువంటి 3 వస్తాయి. అంటే అక్కడ ఏంటుంటాయి 20, 40, 80 ఉంటాయి. సో ఇవి కాకుండా మిగతావే మనకి మిగిలిన పర్సెంటేజ్ ఫైనల్. అంటే ఈ 20 కంటే బిలో ఉన్నవన్నీ పర్సెంటేజ్ ఫైనల్. అంటే 20 కంటే బిలో అన్నీ ఆ సాయిల్‌తో పోలిస్తే ఆ పార్టికల్స్ కంటే మిగతావన్నీ వాటి యొక్క పార్టికల్ సైజ్ తక్కువగానే ఉంటుంది అని. ఓకేనా? అదే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ C1 తీసుకున్నాం అనుకోండి. సో, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఒక C1 తీసుకుంటే ఒక 10% వచ్చింది. సో, C1 తీసుకుంటే 10 వచ్చింది. సో, 100 - 10 పోతే 90. సో, 90% ఆఫ్ ది పార్టికల్స్ మీరు తీసుకున్నటువంటి 100% సాయిల్‌లో 90% ఆఫ్ ది సాయిల్ ఈస్ 80 పార్టికల్ సైజ్ కంటే తక్కువగానే ఉంటున్నాయని అర్థం. ఓకేనా? మీరు తీసుకున్న ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇక్కడ చూపిస్తాను. ఒకవేళ ఏదైనా సాయిల్ తీసుకున్నారనుకోండి 40 సో 40 పర్సెంటేజ్ సపోజ్ ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఒక 30 పోయిందనుకోండి. 100 - 30 పోతే 70. సో మీరు తీసుకున్నటువంటి సాయిల్‌లో 70% ఆఫ్ ది సాయిల్ ఈస్ పార్టికల్ సైజ్ ఈస్ 40 కంటే తక్కువగానే ఉంటుందని. పర్సెంటేజ్ ఫైనల్. 40 కంటే దాని యొక్క సాయిల్ యొక్క పార్టికల్ సైజ్ అనేది 40 కంటే తక్కువగానే ఉంటాయని ఆ సాయిల్ యొక్క మీనింగ్. ఓకే. ఇలా మనం పర్సెంటేజ్ ఫైనల్ క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేస్తాం. ఆఫ్టర్ ద క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ పర్సెంటేజ్ ఫైనల్, so take a graph between the percentage finer on one side and the particle size on one side, so we can get the particle size distribution curve. Okay, okay, like this way. Okay, okay, if it is the percentage finer 90 80 100 like this. Here is particle size. So after particle size in one place and percentage finer on one place, we can get the particle size distribution curve. Okay, here is the main target. Okay, after the particle size distribution curve is getting, so we can identify the what type of soil it is suitable to the our condition or our for the work. Okay, so according to the particle size distribution curve, we can identify that soil is suitable to the our work. Okay, so next one, sedimentation analysis. Okay, ఇక్కడ ఆపేస్తారండి.